here once again, Independence Live. I've got Mark Boyd, who's the captain of the Scottish Surfing Federation. Mark, welcome to Independence Live once again. I believe you're taking the Independent Scottish Surf team to Nicaragua for the...
Well, indeed, thanks for having me back again.
Pleasure.
So end of this month we'll be going back again to the World Surfing Games, so the Amateur World Championships. Of surfing, to fly the flag for Scotland again.
Excellent. So, as far as we know, the latest developments, was it the 15th of February? You were the Scotland team was officially recognised as a new member of the family of nations of surfing. Is that correct?
I can't actually remember the exact date.
With Finland on the same time.
It was only a couple of months ago we got our official. So last year our membership application when we went to compete in Peru at the World Games was still pending, but they allowed us to come and compete while they were reviewing our application to become an ISA member. And then just this year our membership was confirmed. So Scotland's now an associate member of the International Surfing Association, which means the voting right is reserved to the Olympic Committee area, which is the UK. But we've now secured our right to send a Scottish team to compete every year at all of these International Surfing Association competitions, which there's several competitions, not only the open event, which is the World Games, there's also longboarding and stand-up paddleboarding, juniors, ladies, there's lots of different divisions and there's lots of different events, so it's a great thing for Scotland.
Must feel really good though, eh? Just, that's you now, you are the Scottish team and you're representing the nation now.
Aye, it's a sigh of relief just to know that we've protected the right for the future generations as well, and this is a thing for years to come. We can always have Scottish representation at the highest level. It was always the case that Scotland could compete at the European surfing championships, so we could always send a team to that. But it's just fantastic that we can compete on the world stage, and it'll do great things for Scottish surfing to be able to compete at that level and push the standard. And
okay, so there wasn't really any ceremony for this a decision to include Scotland in the family of nations, but have you had much congratulation from within the world of sport or within Scotland?
A lot of our peers, a lot of the other federations. So William Watson is the president of the Scottish Surfing Federation. He's received a lot of emails from other countries, presidents of their federations, congratulating Scotland on their membership. Finland were one of the other nations who were adopted into the ISA at the same time. So I think that now makes 95 members of the ISA in total. So there's a lot of surfing countries.
Yeah, and there are many actually within the British Isles as well. You've got Channel Islands.
There are, yeah. There's so at present we're actually missing a recognised federation. There's only the Welsh Surfing Federation, the Scottish Surfing Federation, and the Channel Islands Surfing Federation, who are recognised surfing federations in their respective jurisdictions. Ireland, including Northern Ireland, much like they do with rugby, the Irish Surfing Association are a recognised federation as well. So UK Sport and Sports Scotland, Sports Wales all recognise these federations. There is a body called the English Surfing Federation. They just had their national championships this weekend. I think it's still ongoing actually, but at present they're actually not recognised by UK Sport. So it's only the other federations have been in existence for over 40 years. So it's an interesting time in the UK landscape as well of surfing federations.
Well, we're all moving forward, aren't we? So in terms of this year's team, is it the same group that's competing? Have you got new members?
It's a slightly different group this year. So we made our selection based on the Scottish National Championships, and unfortunately, a couple of the finalists are unable to compete compete this time. One of them's having a baby, one of them's going to be offshore, but we've still got a great squad going out, including myself. I'm also the secretary for the Scottish Surfing Federation, but I compete a lot as well. So myself from Thurso, we've got Ali Matheson from Carbridge, Alan Harper from the Murray Coast. And we've also got Megan Mackay. She's actually a replacement for Phoebe Strachan from Dunbar. Phoebe's unfortunately having an operation, so she's going to be unable to come. So Megan is only 17, so she's taken Phoebe's place. And we've got Shona Blackadder as well. She's from Thurso as well. And did I mention Scott Main?
I don't think so.
I think I missed him out. So we've got Scotty Main from Thurso as well. So Thurso have got unsurprisingly, really, considering that that's the best, most world-class waves in Scotland are located in Thurso. So it's unsurprising that half of the team is made up from surfers from the north. But it's a team from all over Scotland, all four corners.
I mean, it sounds to me, I don't know too much about surfing, but it does sound to me like it's something that's quite natural for people who live and work by the sea to then take up, the sport of the sea that's right on shore. I mean, most of the competitors are from areas where you've got.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's like if you were a football player and you lived 3 hours from a football pitch and you had to get to training. It would be a difficult task to become really good at it. You're really living next to the coast. You know what the conditions are doing. You can be on it when the conditions are good. And unlike football and other sports or tennis or whatever, the court's not always there. The net's not always the same height. You really got to be on it with wind and tides and things like that. So living next to the coast is a really good, really big advantage. It's actually quite interesting in Fraserburgh. I mean, a lot of the best surfers in Scotland. There's two kind of pockets of really good surfers in Scotland mainly. I mean, there's a third actually down near Edinburgh just due to population. There's a lot of surfers south of Edinburgh, Dunbar, those areas. There's a lot of surfers down there. So you get a few really good surfers as well. But in particular, Fraserburgh and Thurso produce really good surfers. And it's quite interesting how many fishermen from Fraserburgh are really good surfers.
Yeah, I was thinking, I mean, in terms of like ambition, Scotland, in terms of the size, what kind of surf is available? Is it realistic to expect that Scotland could start to, be a sort of top 5 competitor in these World Games in the future? I know at the moment you're working towards that.
The main factor we've got to battle against is the cold, and it does. There's no arguing it will, and it always will deter you from putting in as much time as you can in a tropical country or a country it's a lot nicer climate. So it's always going to be a factor that will hold people back. I think people will always have to travel a little bit to learn certain manoeuvres and just to really get a bit of extra training, just with the dark nights and the cold and things like that. But as far as wave quality goes, Scotland's as good as anywhere. And we placed our first time at the World Championships last year. We placed 16th in the world. So, so that means we're now a premium member of the ISA. So we actually have to pay a bit more for our membership. But it's
is that a good thing?
It's unfortunate we have to pay a little bit more, but it's a great thing that we came 16th in the world. So there's 95 member nations of the ISA, and we came 16th. So hopefully, we've been speaking with Sport Scotland, so hopefully in years to come, maybe in the next couple of years, we'll be eligible for some funding, because we've placed in the top 20% in the world in the sport. So.
Yeah. I mean, it seems to me as well is that a lot of the surfing. I do actually quite enjoy your videos, and what you see, of course, is all the technique, the body, operating the board. But I think a lot of surfing, it's instinct. It's to do with living by the sea, knowing the timings of the waves, and.
I mean, it's definitely an instinctive sport, and that you have to. It's always changing. Waves are always changing, unlike like a lot of sports where things are constants, that you're playing on a surface that's a constant or whatever. But so things are always changing like that. But then weather factors. If you just for training purposes, you always want to be out in good conditions training. I mean, it helps to go out in poor conditions as well, but just knowing when conditions are, when you can train in conditions, it's good to live by the sea just to be aware of when it's possible to go and train.
Yeah. And just for the benefit of the viewers, I watched a wee bit of the surfing last year in the World Championships. I quite enjoyed it. So what's the format? You've got a certain period of time, was it 20 minutes? And you've got to judge which are the best waves so that you can put out as many of your manoeuvres on the waves to get the points. Is that how it works?
So generally it's generally heats are 20 minutes and it'll be best 2 waves in a 20-minute period. You can catch up to 15 waves, but only your best 2 will make up your score. And to get that score, you want to perform radical controlled manoeuvres in the most critical sections of the wave with speed, power and flow. So that's the judging criteria and that's what you're trying to meet. So yeah, doing big manoeuvres, linking them all together, surfing quickly and radically, which is a bit of an American word, but that's in there in the criteria.
Oh shit, no, I understand. So let me think. So what dates are you away for the World Championships?
The competition starts, the opening ceremony is on the 29th. So we are definitely not going to forget our kilts this time, because last time at the opening ceremony there was the South Africans and they were in their national blazers and their beige trousers, and the Mexicans had their sombreros on, the Kiwis did the haka. So there was a bit of a display from all the different nations. So we felt a bit stupid. We were kicking ourselves not having our kilts with us, like so.
You had a fantastic uniform that was made by the company in Edinburgh.
Yeah, that's right. Staunch in Edinburgh made our uniforms. So they were really good uniforms, and they're making our uniforms again this year. We've got a nice polo shirt to go with our kilts this time. There's also the supporters kits available to purchase on the Scottish Surfing Team crowdfunder page.
Okay.
Which we're trying to raise funds with.
I was just about to mention the fact that you're raising funds. So essentially, you're the independent Scottish surf team, and it's up to us, the people of Scotland, to send you out there and your best. So can you give us the details of the crowdfunder? What's the website? How much of a target do we need to meet here?
So it's crowdfunder.co.uk/Scotland surfing team 2015. That's the page, and you can read all about the team and look at some pictures and a video on there and see what all the rewards are. There's loads of different rewards for donations, like the uniform and surfing lessons and discounts off surfboards and loads of different things. Loads of companies have made some donations to us for giveaways. And our initial target is just 3,000, and the reason we've set it so low is just with the crowdfunder website, if you don't reach a target, you actually don't get any of the money back. It goes back to the pledger. So we set it really low just to ensure that we all get a bit of subsidy for the trip. But the trip in total could cost up to £16,000 or more. So we're just trying to raise as much as we can towards that, and anything that's not spent in this competition will go towards the next one, which is the European Championships in September.
Okay. Now, during the games, will you be able to give us an update during come on Independence Live? Just let us know how you are getting on, because it's not something that we can see.
Hopefully we can. Hopefully we'll be able to set up a webcast. Depends how the Wi-Fi is in Nicaragua, I suppose. But
it's an issue, yeah. We just want to make sure everybody, follows the dream that's happening here.
Aye, as long as we've got some internet connection, we'll definitely give you an update.
Okay, excellent. So, Mark Boyd, thanks very much for joining us. It's been absolutely fantastic. We're really glad that this is actually happening. Is there anything else that you want to add just before we conclude?
Just a massive thanks to William Watson, who's the Scottish Surfing Federation president. He's really done an amazing job. The last few years we've kind of went from strength to strength in what we've achieved with the Scottish Surfing Federation, and just having our Sport Scotland recognition and our ISA membership are just huge things, especially for the competitive side. So it's really good that we're getting the opportunity to go and compete at the World Championships and the Europeans and all these competitions. It's a great thing for the juniors to look up to and push the standard of surfing in Scotland.
Indeed. 1 second. I'm just I'm gonna toast you. I've got my unicorn chalice here. So my hat off, and a toast to Scottish surf team. So, Mark Boyd, thanks very much for joining us. I'm just going
to... I should get a dram, but...
Don't you be drinking anything before the games, okay?
Aye, that's it. Should be teetotal now until the competition's over. In training, I actually did a triathlon today. Really? First one I've ever done, so trying to get in shape before we go out there.
Right, I understand. Okay. Right, so Mark, thanks very much for joining us. I'm just going to say thanks very much to all of you who joined us early, because Mark's got something very important he has to go off to. One little last mention, Independence Live is also running yet one other crowdfund. We require 5,000. So just look at the proposal which is out there, independencelive.net. Look at the work that we've done. We've got the archive on the live stream. We've got our YouTube channel. We've got the website. We're writing blogs. So consider all the work that we've done. Keep us live. Let us continue. Okay, Mark Boyd, viewers, Kevin on technical support, David, Independence Live. Peace.
Brilliant. Thanks for having us, David. See ya.
Yep.